So I want to say good evening to all of you and welcome to the Mayor's Commission on Disability Issues and our Disability Awareness and Recognition event. So glad to have all of you here this evening. I'm Nohelani Graff. I'm from ABC 15. I have had the honor and the pleasure of hosting this event several years in the past, but then the pandemic happened. We went virtual for a couple of years. And so all the more wonderful to see so many beautiful faces back in the room tonight to really celebrate our community, the strides that are being made in the city of Phoenix and our greater county at large, and the people, organizations, individuals that contribute to make a difference so that people of varying abilities and disabilities can get together and feel included and that everything remains accessible. I will tell you personally, a lot of just connections that you see walking around town. I think that when we talk about varying abilities, there are moments for everybody to be able to empathize in some way, whether you're a parent and you're learning for the first time to navigate a stroller with wheels and suddenly very aware when there are not easy curbs to get up. Any traveler going through a busy and loud and hectic airport when you're tired and you're rolling luggage and maybe your family's luggage and realizing how that might not be easy for everybody if it's a struggle for you. So I think moments where we can empathize and then really start to open our eyes and appreciate all of the different strides that have been made in this community, and that's why we're here, to recognize the people that have made that possible and who continue to fight for this community. A couple of things that I'd like you to do while we get started here, if everybody would put up their hands just like this for me, kind of wiggle your fingers a little, okay, good. Twist the wrists, rub your hands together, and then just a little. Get louder. Okay, that's practice. We're going to do that a lot this evening, so I want to make sure your hands are good and warmed up and ready, because that's what it's all about. We want to cheer for all of the people that we are honoring this evening. We want to get to our sponsors first and foremost tonight, because they have made all of this possible. So, as you enjoy the refreshments from the back of the room, and if you have not, please find your way there at some point. These are courtesy of Conceptually Social Catering. You'll find them right in the heart of downtown Phoenix. They have been a wonderful partner with the greater Phoenix area and the city of Phoenix as well, providing wonderful foods and beverages for our community members, and also really placing meaning and purpose in cultivating meaningful relationships with other businesses and residents as well. If you're not familiar also with them, they also do own several other locations, including Kaizen Sushi, the Larry, Air Guitar, and then there's a new restaurant concept inside the Phoenix Art Museum. So if you like what you're tasting, maybe you try one of the others as well. Also, the awards that everyone is going to receive this evening. These were designed and provided by Lane Award Manufacturing, and they create quality awards and promotional products, and they have been doing this in our community for 50 years. If you like what you're seeing and maybe you're thinking for your next event you'd like something similar, they are willing to work with any budget. They will specialize and customize it so that you can see the beautiful City of Phoenix logo and our Phoenix on there as well, so you can see their work. The Mayor's Commission on Disability Issues would also like to acknowledge the City of Phoenix Library Department, the Burton Barr Library staff. Thank you to all of you for being here, for setting everything up and making this a wonderful experience as well. Also, special thanks to the Mayor's Office, the City of Phoenix Communication Office, Phoenix TV 11, ABC 15 Arizona, and the Equal Opportunity Department for all making this event possible, for being mindful partners and helping make this evening possible. So again, to run through all of our sponsors: Conceptually Social Catering, Lane Award Manufacturing, ABC 15 Arizona, the City of Phoenix Library Department and Burton Barr Library and Pulliam staff, the Mayor's Office, of course, and the City of Phoenix Equal Opportunity Department. Please give them all a round of applause. Now we would like to have a round of applause, and it's my great pleasure and honor to bring Mayor Kate Gallego to the stage.
Thank you so much. It is wonderful to be with you here today. Thank you to our amazing mistress of ceremonies. You lend a sense of elegance and importance to this event, and we know you're also passionate about serving our entire community and being an inclusive city, so we are grateful you have joined us yet again. So I'm Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego. I have the honor to serve all of you, and I first want to start by thanking our amazing commissioners. The Mayor's Commission on Disability Issues has helped us build a much stronger city and have made us really live up to our own values, so thank you for your service. If you could raise your hand or stand up, whatever you prefer, we would love to. And you will get to hear next from our amazing chair, so thank you to Chairwoman Anderson for your service and advocacy for the city of Phoenix and for our entire community. The commissioners help advise us on those who need to be recognized. Today we will recognize some familiar names as well as people who don't do it for the recognition but who certainly deserve it, and organizations and businesses that we want to put up as really leading the way in terms of making sure we are an inclusive city. So thank you to everyone we will recognize today, and congratulations. We hope this is a celebration of the values that underpin our city, whether it be compassion, understanding, or just a deep commitment to the well-being of all of our residents. It comes at a time where we are in the middle of an important election. The city of Phoenix will have a bond election on November 7th. There'll be 4 different bond measures on which people can weigh in, and each of them has important commitments to making sure we fulfill the mission of the Commission on Disability Issues. We have one focused on public safety, which will help us build facilities for social workers throughout the city so that we can respond to emergencies, not just with police and fire, but with also social services support. That bond also helps us invest in our roadways, including improving our accessibility. We have several investments in our parks initiative that will, I think, be of interest to this group, including Telephone Pioneers Park was the first barrier-free park in the country, a real point of pride that is in Phoenix, Arizona. However, it is now decades old, and so we will be bringing it up to more modern standards with those types of investments. Now, we are also improving accessibility at our arts institutions. For example, Phoenix Theater is more than 100 years old, and they have parts of the facility that are not ADA accessible, so we'll spend several million to address that. We also have several million set aside just for general improvements to our facilities to comply with Americans with Disability Act and hopefully even go beyond that. We've been recognized, and it's really the leadership of this commission that has helped us get there, for investments such as our new parks community centers, which have sensory rooms and great accessibility. The airport continues to try to welcome everyone. We have now the Compassion Cacti lanyard, which has some cactus pictures on it and tells our staff that someone is traveling who might need additional support. We have quieter rooms for people who need a little bit of a break from the hubbub at Sky Harbor, and we have made new investments with our AV system so it can connect with devices to help with audio for people who need additional hearing assistance, and a new tool to help people navigate if you are visually impaired. So we know we have more work to do. We are not done yet, and we know some of the people in this room will help us achieve those goals. We just have some phenomenal recognition today, and then an amazing keynote speaker. At Charlie's age, I've been petrified to speak in front of a group of this size, but I'm honored to not only have an amazing speaker, but an amazing story to share with you all. Thank you for joining us for this important recognition.
And Mayor Gallego, we have to thank you for your dedication to the city as well, to this commission, and making sure that the path is open for everybody to step into it and continue to move it forward. So thank you as well. Now, I would like to introduce you to the chair of the Mayor's Commission on Disability Issues. Nicole Anderson has been a member of the commission for about 6 years and chair for the past 2 years. And so she helps lead and make up this team of remarkable people. So please give Nicole a big round of applause.
Thank you, Noelani, and thank you so much for coming back year after year to MC this wonderful event. You bring such a bright light to this. Thank you. So yes, I mean, as Noelani mentioned, I've served for almost 6 years here on the commission, and it's been such an honor to have been asked to serve and serve my city. I am a native Phoenician, lived here all 41 years of my life, and I'm proud to be an Arizonan and a Phoenician at that. My family is here with me tonight, my husband Matt and my daughter Alexandra. If you hear her squealing, that's her happy squeals. Right on cue. We also have a 3-year-old daughter, a fun little sister that we've left at home for the evening. But I wanted to call out our daughter. She is the reason why I volunteer. She is the reason for my why most days, why I get out of bed and choose to be an advocate and to tell her story. I'm actually really honored that through my years of serving on this commission, there's been a vast array of organizations and businesses and individuals that we have honored at our annual D.A.R.E Awards event, many of whom impact Alexandra's life on a daily basis. Tonight is no exception. Just for the record, I've recused myself from voting on any of the individuals that I know personally, but it's hard when you're chair and you're involved. But Alexandra goes to school at Foundation for Blind Children. Outstanding Educator of the Year award is going to an individual who teaches and works at FBC, and many of the FBC staff are here tonight. And so thank you, FBC, for helping Alexandra find her voice, find her legs, and find her smarts, because she's very, very smart, and because of her education, she's been able to just flourish. So thank you. Also, United Cerebral Palsy of Central Arizona, they're receiving an award tonight, and every single day of her life, 5 days a week, she is there after school receiving therapy services, and has since the age of 10 months. She's now 8.5, and because of her outstanding community of support at UCP, she's now taking unassisted steps with just barely, well, I should say assisted steps with holding on to my hand. Yeah. It's a very, very, very big deal that just happened like this week, you guys. So I took photos of her on the stage earlier as people were arriving, and just having her walk on stage with me and hold my hand and pose for a photo. Those are all things that medical journals told us at 15 months of age that she would never be able to do. So that's my why. That's why I decided to run and join this Mayor's Commission of Disability Issues, why I decided to volunteer what little time I have to be chairwoman, and it's such an honor to be here with you all tonight. Another thing that I'm really proud of, and that's part of the power of advocacy and the power of volunteering, is the fact if you have a voice and you have a mission, truly you are able to enact positive change. I was involved with a group of other moms and dads who chose to put towards a bill to the Arizona legislative system in 2019. At that time, Governor Doug Ducey was at the helm, and our bill passed into law, which enabled any building that was built using public funds. It was mandatory for them to install a universal changing table. Now, to most of you, that probably doesn't mean a darn thing, but to us, it means everything. Instead of just installing baby changing tables that fit an individual that's 25 pounds or lighter, babies, I now can go into some newer public buildings that have a UTC, a universal changing table, and allow to change my child with dignity on a table that's fit for her, that holds her weight, and that she's safe and doesn't have to be changed on the floor of a dirty restroom anymore. And those are all things that came to light because people chose to take a stand and talk to their community members, talk to their council members, talk to their legislative representatives, to tell their story, to testify in some of the committee meetings, and to make their why known. And so I could speak for days, and I won't, but we have such an array of amazing stories for you all to hear tonight, amazing individuals and organizations that will be represented here. So thank you in advance, all of you that are receiving an award. I'm so honored to stand alongside you, and I'm so grateful for the work that you do for our community. Thank you. I'd now like to take this opportunity to welcome to the stage Mr. Don Logan, Equal Opportunity Director for the City of Phoenix and an amazing mentor to our commission, and we're so grateful for all the ways that you support the MCDI. Thank you.
Well, Nicole, thank you for sharing that personal story about your commitment, your compassion, and your reason for that. So it's good hearing that. I too am a native. But I've been here a little bit longer than you have. Let's hope, okay? Let's just hope. Well, good evening. Good evening. Thank you, thank you. I'm honored to be here tonight at this annual City of Phoenix Disability Awareness and Recognition Awards event. On behalf of the Equal Opportunity Department and the Mayor's Commission on Disability Issues, welcome. Tonight, as we commemorate the progress we have made as a city, we are here to deliver on a promise to preserve the freedom of individuals with disabilities and continue to strive for equal access so they can live the quality of life they deserve. We're excited to highlight people and businesses that step up and make a difference in this community. Among those astounding people of 5 award recipients, you will soon hear more about. It is my pleasure to recognize a few wonderful people from the City of Phoenix who are here today to honor and appreciate the great businesses, educators, and volunteers that make Phoenix wonderful. One you've already heard from today, our Mayor, Kate Gallego. Also, who was planned to be here, but he's probably stuck dealing with an issue, our city manager, Jeff Barr. Because, quite honestly, that's what city managers do. Thank you for all the work that each of us do for this community. I would also like to thank, I know the mayor already referenced the Mayor's Commission on Disability Issues, the commission members, in terms of acknowledging them. But they're the ones who put this wonderful event together. Could each of you here with us tonight stand if you can, or wave if you wish, so we can applaud the work you have done. Now, as director, my job is to embarrass you. So I know you probably don't want your names, but part of the record, we want everyone to know who our commission is. And that starts with our chair, Nicole Anderson. Mike Axelrod. I don't know if Mike is here. Carrie Collins Fidel. James Diebler. Did I get it right this year, James? Asma Isaac. And Vice Chair Megan Kramer. Bill Manson. Jordan Moon. Jill Pleasant, Jason Sneed, David Steinmetz, Demir Tosanovich, I get it right? Yeah. Okay. And I'd be remiss if I didn't call out our Equal Opportunity Department staff who worked tirelessly to make sure that today's event was eventful and fun for everyone. Our Equal Opportunity Department, please. Thank you.
Nicole, I just want to say I wasn't ready with the tissue. It was a little early in the night to start that, but just heard it. And I think it really speaks to why so many of you do what you do. Everybody has a why. Everyone is driven by passion, and this is one of the biggest passion projects in the city. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Don, as well, and the rest of the MCDI Commission for your dedicated work and commitment to make sure that the City of Phoenix is accessible. And now I want to tell you a little bit about our keynote speaker this evening, Charlie Duffy. She is just 16 years old, but already she is paving the way for hundreds and even thousands of people living with a disability and inspiring them. And I mean that in the most literal sense. She's got an Instagram following that any influencer would be very envious of already. She has proven that a diagnosis of cerebral palsy will not stop her from achieving her dreams. She is one to watch. Throughout her life, Charlie has had over 20 surgeries to correct pain and walking issues that impact the left side of her body. It's a subtype of the condition known as hemiplegic cerebral palsy. If you are not familiar, cerebral palsy can affect a person's ability to move, maintain balance, as well as posture. It's also the most common motor disability among children. According to the Centers for Disease Control, they estimate that about 1 in 345 kids in the United States have been diagnosed with a developmental disorder. So, I know you will be wowed by Charlie and her accomplishments, so please give her a warm welcome to the stage. Miss Charlie Duffy.
Hi, guys. I just want to say thank you to Mayor Gallego for having me up here and allowing me to share my story with you guys. Looking at me up here, you may not know the journey I've been on the past 14 years and what led me here today. I have hemiplegic cerebral palsy, which infects the entire left side of my body, and I would like to share my story and tell you why having a disability looks different every single individual. In 2009, I received the diagnosis of CP, but I was far too young to realize what that really meant and how my life would change. My parents tell me in the very beginning that they were filled with more questions than answers, as many would be. They were unfamiliar with cerebral palsy, and they didn't know if it would worsen, what limitations would I face, and what could they do to give me the best possible chances. They were left with a lot of answers, leaving my family uncertain about the future that laid ahead for me. I was fortunate enough to be referred to United Cerebral Palsy of Central Arizona. This would be life-changing for my family and I. When I started receiving services at UCP, I could not run, gallop, skip. I spent months of PT learning how to run with both of my arms. These are abilities most children take for granted and effortlessly are able to perform. For me and other individuals with CP or any type of disability, it means that this can take years and years of dedicated therapy to perform. My life has been intertwined with this condition. I don't remember my life without CP, and I can't fathom a reality without it. Never have I felt ashamed or embarrassed for being different from others. From a young age, I was taught that fitting in and looking like the person next to you was not required for acceptance. Every individual has a unique story. My disability does not define me. It is merely a part of the journey and who I am. I have had over 20 procedures. I've had more casts than I can count, and I've had to wear 16 different types of braces. At the age of 7, I underwent my first major surgery to address various issues. This involved a femoral osteotomy, which means they cut my femur in half and placed a metal plate in my leg. Both my Achilles and hamstring were cut in half and lengthened. I spent months in a wheelchair having to relearn how to walk. Fast forward 15 years, I was a confident teenager. I was a freshman in high school. I played club softball at a very high level with D1 Dreams, and my softball team in high school competed in the 3A state tournament and made it all the way to the state semifinals. Last year, I had to undergo the surgery once again, starting my journey back over. Back to a wheelchair, back to a walker, back to crutches, and back to physical therapy, adding another chapter to my story. one I never anticipated of, but one I would never change. I thought this recovery would be textbook and I would be back on the field in just a few short months. News stations found my story and I would have interview after interview about my journey going back to the field. ABC, NBC, CBS, and even Good Morning America. I felt like everything was focused around this one thing, getting back to the field. As a teenager, that was a lot of pressure. Throughout my recovery, I saw a huge transformation in my goals. Gradually, my focus shifted on solely recovering to being able to play softball again, to embracing my recovery as a whole, and accepting the challenges I encountered as an individual with a disability. I will forever identify as an athlete, but I also know that my disability will always be a part of me, an amazing part of me. It has been crucial for me to share with other people that have disabilities and athletes who have suffered injuries the significance of prioritizing self-care and placing themselves first. I also chose to surround myself with my family, friends, and teachers who supported me, uplifted me, and let me be me. I learned that prioritizing my mental well-being and understanding that it is just as important as my physical recovery. As I continue to share my story and advocate people with disabilities and mental health, I received an overwhelming response from people all over the world. Messages poured in from individuals who were inspired by me, and this was very hard for me to I just didn't think that could happen. It was very crazy. I was invited to New York to speak at a middle school and high school. My Instagram hit over 100,000 followers, and I even threw out the first pitch at the Diamondbacks game. I would like to think it was that pitch that started their journey onto the World Series. It was in these moments that I realized I could have an effect on others, and it fueled my determination to make a difference. Through my paths took a different turn than I initially expected, I am grateful for the lessons I have learned and the person I have become. I have come to realize that life is so full of unexpected twists and turns, and it is how we adapt and grow from these experiences that truly define us. For my future, I am determined to make a lasting impact on the lives of others. I want to be a ray of hope for those who are struggling, showing them that they can overcome any obstacle that they put their mind to and finding their own path to happiness. And through it all, I will always remember that it is okay to not be okay, as long as we have the courage to reach out for help and support. I look forward to pursuing a career in nursing, to continue public speaking, and being an advocate on social media and never stop sharing my story. Thanks to United Cerebral Palsy, you see someone who has never given up, someone who has never allowed their disability to serve as an excuse. Always remember to lead with compassion and non-judgment. We never know someone's story, and your one act of kindness can make a difference in someone's life. Thank you.
Wow. Right? Like, don't you feel like you're ready to go out and conquer the world after watching that? Charlie, you are amazing. Thank you for being a part of tonight's celebration. We wish you and your family the most success moving forward. And as you continue public speaking, I have no doubt you will find yourself up here one day, either presenting the awards, probably receiving some of the awards as your work continues. So we thank you for that. Also, in case you do see Charlie having to run out the door, she, not surprisingly, is on the student council, and it's homecoming weekend. So like the city manager, she's got business to see to tonight. She's double booked. So we thank her for that. Let's get another round of applause for Charlie, please. So before we proceed with the rest of the awards recognitions here, we do want to recognize all of the nominees this evening. I know that selecting this year's recipients was a difficult job. There are so many people that are doing so many things to make a difference in this community. And you are all, we are aware, you are recognized, but also we hold events like this to recognize specific individuals so that hopefully it shows how much the city values you and it inspires others to do the same and move forward. But in the meantime, we are here to recognize community members and their specific advocacy efforts, and to recognize businesses and organizations committed to accessibility initiatives. So each year, MCDI recognizes 2 business award winners, one for-profit and another not-for-profit government agency that maintains and implements opportunities for full inclusion in their mission and daily organizational activities. So this year's Outstanding Nonprofit Award goes to, as you have heard, United Cerebral Palsy of Central Arizona. Now, their motto is creating everyday miracles for people with disabilities. UCP's name doesn't even tell their entire story. They serve people with cerebral palsy, but they also have compassionate experts who have experience in helping children and adults with a wide range of disabilities. And while their scope of work has kind of changed over the years, the vision has always remained the same, that they want to help people with disabilities to realize their full potential and improve their lives so that they can continue to thrive, as well as improve the lives of their families as well. Each unique program at UCP provides the highest quality of care in all stages of life. Since 1952, they have served as one of the oldest nonprofit health and human service organizations here in Arizona, and every year they impact the life of over 700 people with disabilities living in our community. Their work is reflected by the improved life experiences of each person that they touch presently and then for generations to come. Their efforts are guided by the belief that each person has potential gifts and talents that just need to be unlocked.
Our Zero-G machine, it is a state-of-the-art technology. It's the only pediatric machine in the Southwest that helps children manage their own body weight and learn to develop those motor skills. For me, it's a game changer. UCP, as our name says, we are structured to help kids with cerebral palsy. But we also, because of the fact that we're a motor disorder clinic, we also service a variety of other diagnoses. So we have, we service people with autism and, almost any affliction that would impact motor disorder skills. If there was a key takeaway, I would say that UCP is part of the community focused, and delivering health care and human services in a way that's tailored and person-centered for the families. We're extremely honored to be able to receive this award. I mean, one of the things we say at UCP is we're probably one of the best kept secrets in the Valley. And I think with this award, it gives us the opportunity to let more people out there understand what we're doing. And so what we're doing is positioning UCP to be that centerpiece within the community to help families with disability manage and really help, as we say here, try to reach a life without limits.
Let's congratulate United Cerebral Palsy of Central Arizona for winning the 2023 MCDI Nonprofit Excellence Award. Continuing the business awards, this year's for-profit business award goes to Pillar Child Development. The mission at Pillar Child Development is to provide quality, evidence-based therapy to children and families of the Southeast Valley. It is their belief that every child has an innate desire to engage and interact with his or her environment. The therapists work as a collective team with the child, with their parents, with physicians, as well as other professionals to help promote that child's development and also allow them to meet his or her own true potential. Pillar Child Development specializes in a variety of pediatric occupational therapy, as well as feeding therapy and speech therapy services to help children reach their true potential.
Oh gosh. Oh god. I'm Amy Pillar. I'm the Director of Clinical Services and owner of Pillar Child Development. I'm an occupational therapist. So we do occupational and speech therapy for children ages birth all the way up into their teens. We service a variety of children, lots of different diagnoses, levels of functioning, different developmental disabilities or developmental delays. Well, they teach us that every person has a talent, every person has unique abilities, every person has something to contribute to other people, and that there's this beautiful dance that you have with clients and that we have in the world just with each other, and that if we help each other out, then we're always learning and growing from one another. So it's a really rewarding profession. There's a different perception now than maybe there used to be. You don't have to struggle, there's someone to help a kid, so even if they're just having a little trouble with learning to talk or some motor skills, there's someone that can help them. They don't have to struggle through that. So part of it is also just recognition that there's help for them. It's really special for us to be recognized in that way. We do feel like we help a lot of children that have disabilities and maybe are learning different ways and have developmental disabilities, and it's really special to us to be recognized for that work that we do. And so it's just a great honor. We try always to find the spark inside each child and what makes them tick, what do they love, what's that internal motivation that can drive those things that might be more difficult for them to learn, that they're not learning like the other kids are learning, but we can help them learn that. And when they finally get that and they have that look on their face of like, I did it myself, there is nothing better than that. That's what makes my job worth it every day.
And you can feel she's just an absolute light. Please congratulate Pillar Child Development for the 2023 MCDI Business Excellence Award. Up next is our Community Service Award. And our Community Service Award recognizes an individual or an organization that has made a significant contribution by providing or improving personal and community support for individuals with a disability, including but not limited to providing independence through more choice, information and control, or even advocacy efforts, maybe even improving social participation for all people. This year's Community Service Award goes to Shalay Davis. Shalay Davis is an Arizona native, an active community activist and support services connector. She has worked with vulnerable populations, First Episode members, SMI, and disabled youth across our state of Arizona. She's a certified medicine coach, a life coach, a podcast host, and a rehabilitation specialist. She has built long-lasting relationships with agencies like Vocational Rehabilitation and Valley Life to provide support to Arizonans. She has 12 years of experience in the healthcare field with emphasis on mental health, and she is a pillar of resilience. Shalay is a daughter and a big sister who loves her family as well as her clients. She has dedicated many hours of community service, creating safe spaces and a connection for total care to help engage the participants that she's working with. Her passion for helping people follow their dreams has allowed her to see many participants reach their recovery goals. Shalay continues to make a meaningful impact on the healthcare community as well.
I am very flattered. I've worked in the community for such a long time. A total of 11 years I've been working in behavioral health. Oftentimes my reward is to just see my clients doing well. It's really sweet. It was so shocking that someone thought of me and thought to highlight some of the work that I do. My title is Rehab Specialist here. I develop relationships as well in the community, so I like to say I'm a relationship specialist. So. They come in at different stages in life. We have some who are a lot more stable than others, but primarily we deal with homeless. We provide supportive services such as peer support, counseling, med management, case management, and then my service, which is non-clinical for vocational needs like education and employment.
And some of these, I definitely appreciate your help.
No problem. I love to see a participant come in and not know where to go, and to help them to navigate what services they need. Where do I go to find rental assistance? Where do I go if I want to go to school? If I need a specific type of counseling, if my children need daycare, if I need assistance from for insurance from the government, anything like that, I can connect them. When they come in hopeless, it's like, hey, I'm providing you with connection to hope. And we kind of reiterate that. Your diagnosis is not going to stop you from having a fulfilled life or the life that you dreamed. You just have an added measure to kind of navigate through, but you're going to do everything that you need to do or you want to do with the right support. So it's very fulfilling always. It makes me feel really good to see that the work that I do means something. I think that's like the best part about it. That's the cherry on top.
Next, we have the Outstanding Educator Award, and as the name would give way to, it's given to a teacher, school staff, or support person who has provided exceptional education, service, and support opportunities to individuals with disabilities. And this year's Educator Award goes to Melanie Audette. Melanie Audette works at the Foundation for Blind Children as the manager of transition programs for students with vision loss. She's a certified teacher of students with vision impairments and a certified orientation and mobility specialist. It's something that she has done in that field for over 7 years. Melanie is proud to work at an organization that serves individuals with vision loss from birth through adulthood, trying to do her part to change lives as well. She recognizes that 70% of people who are blind or visually impaired are unemployed. So her passion at work is to try to help students overcome the obstacles and learn how to travel independently, access Braille and technology, and enter into the world of work. Another person filling the gaps in our community and our society. Some of Melanie's favorite work experiences as an educator have been training students with vision loss on how to sail catamarans and sailboats and circumnavigate the Spanish Virgin Islands, also hiking down the Grand Canyon with her students, rafting, camping along the Colorado River for 10 days, hosting residential summer programs for teenagers with vision loss, and also helping these students find their first part-time jobs within the community. She strives to teach her students who are blind and visually impaired that they can overcome the challenges and walk confidently into life and through life. In addition to working with students with vision loss, she's also passionate about training the next generation of teachers of students with visual impairments with the Foundation for Blind Children in teaching a bachelor's course that's now being offered through Arizona State University. Melanie wants to thank Julie Oliver for nominating her for the Outstanding Educator Award. And she mentions that Julie is great to work under a leader who has paved the way for programs for our students in need. It's an honor to work under your leadership as one who leads by example. So she's humble, too.
So that's the first one, and then I have the second one for you.
What we find is students that are dipping their toes in the job market while they're in high school or when they're younger builds that confidence to go out into the world and overcome barriers.
Oh, it's the New York Times.
Yep. Nice.
My name is Melanie Audette, and I work here at Foundation for Blind Children, and I'm the manager of our programs for transition-age students. Our programs are focused on helping students with vision loss go from education and into employment. So we have programs that help prepare students to go get jobs, prepare for college, how do I get disability resource services, dipping their toes in the job market, living away from home, beginning to practice their independence to confidently go out into the world. It's really fun to just see students come out of their shell, and we've had students learn how to sail and have sailed the Spanish Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. We've had students with vision loss hike down the Grand Canyon and raft the Colorado River for 10 days, experiencing extreme weather conditions. To me, this award means that what we're doing as a team is a success, and I just feel that all of that internal passion that I have for helping people is coming together or working, and it's just truly an honor to have been recognized for this.
So you're going to do career education next?
Job readiness.
Job readiness, awesome.
My students are just capable of achieving so much more than what they probably go out thinking for themselves, as well as the rest of the community.
We want to congratulate Melanie Audette as the 2023 MCDI Outstanding Educator Award recipient. I should have worn my sunglasses in here. There are so many bright lights that we are shining more lights on tonight. It's just phenomenal to learn more about all of you. Finally, this evening is our Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, this was previously called the Pride of Phoenix Award, but we renamed it 4 years ago to the Detective Walter Olson Lifetime Achievement Award. So naturally, for this award, we want to introduce the inaugural recipient and namesake, retired City of Phoenix Police Detective Walter Olson.
So first of all, it's amazing to be in the company of so many amazing people. I teach full-time now at Scottsdale Community College, and my students were asking me, they're like, hey, what are you doing later this evening? And I go, I'm going to go to this amazing celebration. And they go, what's it called? And I always have a hard time putting the words disability together. I always say it's the can do and we do for others recognition and celebration, because that's really what it's all about. And I was reflecting a little bit about my life and the folks that I was going to get to meet here today. So in the police academy, one of the things they have us do is to run an obstacle course. And that's kind of a measure of strength, is how well we do through this obstacle course. And then also a measure of strength for me is what we do for others and how we treat other people. And so every year when I come to this particular celebration, I'm always struck by the strength of the people that are in this room. They do so much for so many people, and they overcome obstacles every day. And so this is a room with the greatest and strongest people that I get the pleasure of seeing on a yearly basis. So it's always humbling and such an honor to be here today and to give this award to somebody that's truly deserving of the recognition. So first of all, that was my thing. So anyways, I'm going to read the script that they were so nice to give to me. And so hopefully I won't mess it up. And thank you for making sure that the font was large enough for me to see, because I always mess things up. So first of all, this award goes to an individual who has made an impact for many years in the lives of individuals with disabilities. This award recognizes an individual, a group, or an organization that has demonstrated a lifetime of commitment to those with disabilities and helped advance the full inclusion of all people in our community. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. There was a screen that was going to pop up. So Ann Ronan is and has been practicing in the area of health law for the poor and underinsured since graduating from Arizona State University College of Law in 1979. She worked with the Community Legal Services for 11 years, with an emphasis in representing low-income individuals and obtaining health care through various state and federally funded health care programs for the poor. She has worked for the Arizona Center for Disability Law for adults and with disabilities. I'm sorry if I messed that up. She's worked for representing children and adults with disabilities in obtaining necessary and appropriate medical and mental health services, and is now employed with the Arizona Center for Law in the public interest. She currently works with families to ensure that their children receive necessary treatment from both public and private insurance companies.
Here now to talk about the impact of the enrollment freeze is Ann Ronan, an attorney with the Arizona Center for Law in the Public Interest, which attempted to stop the freeze in the courts.
Historically and currently have been very involved in public school financing issues. We do disability rights work as well as access to health care for vulnerable Arizona residents.
Attorney Ann Ronan of the Center for Law in the Public Interest has been heavily involved as the plaintiff's attorney, and she joins me now.
I have primarily done the healthcare work. When I first came to the center, I was working under a grant that involved issues around long-term care. We were the last state in the country to take Medicaid money, and we developed a kind of a experimental and forward-thinking long-term care system that basically spent most of the money keeping people in their homes as opposed to in institutions.
When she became involved in our case, really quickly, anyone from the state that was on our case, one, they knew who she was. And I even had one DDD worker that said, "You're really lucky that you have her on your side." We ultimately won.
You know, you sort of sometimes forget how important the work is because it happens and you do it every day. It feels very good. It feels good every single day.
Is there a way for you to explain to listeners just how significant it is that this settlement finally happened after all these years?
I'm not a big award person, but I do realize that it's important. I think it's important for the center, for sure, for the Center for Law and the Public Interest.
We just used the lawsuit and sort of, you know, the commitment to it to build a infrastructure for people living in the community with serious mental illness.
It's so nice to have that one person to call when you've already thrown your hands in the air and thought, I can't do anything else. There is a person to turn to that creates positive outcomes.
I mean, sometimes it feels good just listening to people and helping them understand that they're not by themselves in this fight, you know, so even before we get to success, it's very rewarding work.
Please help me congratulate the amazing, incredible, and honorable Ann Ronan, the winner of the 2023 Walter Olson Lifetime Achievement Award.
Well, that's our final award for the evening, and it really has just been such an honor to be a part of such a great event, to learn so much more about all of these different individuals and businesses, and I really feel so grateful to live in a community with so many partners that really are committed to making sure that people of all range, of all abilities, feel included, and that we're working to do more so that you feel nurtured and your families feel supported as well. I hope that we can continue to work in this direction and that we continue to spread the light that has been just shown tonight and has been shining so brightly, and that you continue to impact more lives. And word of mouth is so powerful, and in this world of social media now and people like Charlie also, that you share these stories, that you hear, that you talk about them, that you continue to help be that spider web during spooky season and beyond to connect people to the different services and amazing individuals and businesses that are a part of this community. Please give everyone a round of applause one more time, all of our award recipients, and again the nominees as well. And I just want to bring Nicole back one more time as she has a few final thoughts and remarks as well. Thank you all so much for being here, and we hope for many years of continued events like this in person so that we get to see your shining faces again and again.
Thank you again, Noelani. On behalf of the Mayor's Commission on Disability Issues, we'd like to again thank Mayor Kate Gallego for all of her support of this commission and for her appointments of those newer commissioners serving. Also, thank you so much to City of Phoenix officials, City Manager Jeff Barton, City staff, my fellow commissioners for their commitment to accessibility and innovation, and of course, everyone's dedication to putting together another excellent D.A.R.E event, Disability Awards Recognition event this year. I want to do a special shout out to Shayna, Renee, and Anissa for all of their hard work of helping to put this event together on behalf of the commission. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, and in many ways, being a volunteer for the commission is actually a really easy job because the City of Phoenix Equal Opportunity Department and their staff are just so phenomenal. Literally everything from centerpieces to handling the catering to making sure everyone had our scripts. I mean, just thank you so much, really, Shayna, for everything, and of course, Renee and Anissa. So again, amazing. Again, thank you so much to Channel Phoenix TV, Channel 11, for helping to produce the award vignettes. They always do such an amazing job. I hope you knew that Phoenix TV is actually one of the top local cable stations in the country. Reaches an estimated over 200,000 households throughout the valley on Cox Communications and on Century Prism Link TV. The station provides 24 hours, 7 days a week, education, information, and entertainment for our City of Phoenix residents and beyond. And we truly, truly thank you to the producers, the editors, the videographers and photographers that have dedicated their time and professionalism to help us with this event tonight. Now my plug for the MCDI. So this year we showcased wonderful nominees and recipients. I urge you to please think of other deserving community members that you would perhaps like to nominate for next year's 2024 MCDI Awards. We're always looking forward to reviewing those applications and reading about all the amazing stories happening. It is no easy feat to serve on that committee and to choose the 5 individuals that you see here tonight. Also, just a thought, we also have another award category in Outstanding Architecture that we did not award this year because, you know, apparently building supers need to nominate themselves. So we need to do a better job getting the word out. But think of individuals as you're working in the community that maybe are representing an architecture firm or designers or superintendents of builders to nominate themselves if they are actually serving our community and maybe installing a UTC, Universal Changing Table. That would help qualify them. Additionally, I always want to mention that if a City of Phoenix resident has an issue they'd like to raise with the commission, they can always participate in our call to public opportunity at the end of every single one of our meetings, which are posted and open and accessible, and we always are open to listening to community members that would like to speak with the Mayor's Commission on Disability Issues. Also, we have some vacancies. So if you're considering maybe an opportunity to run as a volunteer and a commissioner for the MCDI, we'd love to have you. There's information on the Equal Opportunity Department website on the City of Phoenix. It's a really easy nomination form. You can self-nominate or nominate a friend that you feel is deserving of serving, and Mayor Gallego will review those, and hopefully you'll get some good news. So with that, thank you again for everyone for coming tonight and celebrating our award honorees. And thank you to our honorees for all the work that you're doing in the community and changing the lives of individuals living with a disability every single day. So thank you.